Morning.
Morning. Sorry about that.
Morning. Hi,
Hey, how are you?
how are you going?
Good. Sorry about that. Had computer issues. Just had to restart everything. I don't know why. It was couldn't copy anything, and it was just going super slow. Alrighty. Let's. Took about 20 minutes for that whole debacle. Alright, so let's have a quick look. We've got a few minutes till they're open. Let's check the news. So we had Japan and Chinese bank holiday, so fairly quiet Asian session. Not much in the way of news until New York session. We've got NFP. All eyes on NFP because this is what the Fed have been. This will give us a lot more clarity into some of Powell's comments. Other than that, we had Apple earnings that came through last night. They smashed it. The big one was that they're buying back shares and they're boosting the dividend. So that gave a big pump to the market. You see really late, 9:30 last night, so 30 minutes before the official close. But after the NYSE actual close. What else happened overnight? So got to catch up real quick here. I saw some comments that you guys are trading Hang Seng. Let's have a look. I've got to catch up. Okay, and some ECB speakers as well. Euro's really stuck in a bit of a range at the moment. It's been freaking annoying. The old Euro. It's just been up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I felt like we've been in this little area for pending order was like weeks ago, and that's just been going up and down. So we'll see. If we start breaking up of these highs, I do think we're going to have a bit more US dollar softness, given Powell's remarks. I think I might just have to come to terms with this swing trade. Just not really going anywhere. Don't really want to have it open over NFP, and NFP will probably be the one that moves it. But I think it's a bit more of a lottery then. Depending on how those numbers come out, they're always very, the lately they've been way different than what their forecast is, and then they revise the numbers beforehand as well. Sorry about that. Okay, now, hey Ty, how are you? So we've got a minute before they open now. Realised I didn't have that sound on one side. It's all fine. This morning has been a bit of a rush because I started the computer. Everything didn't want to work. Everything wanted to freeze. Internet wasn't working. Fixed that. Then the bloody keypad wasn't. I don't know why it wasn't. Everything was working, but it wouldn't paste the Zoom link. So I had to reset it. Alright, so we're going to see what after Apple, what it did. Okay, so we see like Apple in the last like basically as soon as they announced their earnings at 9:30 last night, gave the equity markets a bit of a boost. This is it here. So it jumped up like 65 pips in a minute. Bit of an annoying day yesterday, but that's to be expected after the day before day after FOMC and the day before NFP. So London session was, wasn't really here or there. So how do you guys get on yesterday after the stream?
I got stopped up by the same move as you on NAS, Hayden.
I didn't get NAS. You
Oh,
mean
I'm German, I mean.
Yeah, German.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking annoying. I really. This is just whatever trade you took inside here in the London session yesterday. If your target was outside of it, you know, I was looking for price to push up into this area at the very least. This area, my structure was this. It was just inside of here. This is where I thought would be a fantastic target. Range box. Given that price had, I'll just remove this red box now. But given our price had come down, bounced, come down, bounced, come down. We've got this clean candle. So I was looking for price to like move up into the base of this big candle, into this little bit of structure. But I wanted to just be a little bit, you know, not greedy with my target. So I even just targeted the bottom of this wick. That was where my target was for that trade that came, you know, 9 o'clock basically. I started leaving. And then, yeah, like secured along the way. So it was only a small little runner because this was a little bit of a danger area over here. This was a danger area. I thought when we had closed above it, I thought for all money, we were going to hit it. And literally just missed the target. Came all the way down, stopped me out. So freaking annoying. And then it went right to where I was hoping I was going to go to, but easily would have got the actual TP.
Yeah, it stopped me out as well, and then went on.
Yeah, freaking annoying.
I was out for the day, and I thought, oh, I'll just leave it. And I was like, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
That was New York filling almost like 90% of that gap.
Yeah. I wish I had a pending order here. All right, we've got London open now. Gold was pretty annoying yesterday as well, and I can see what it did. I'm just annoyed I didn't catch it. So come all the way down, and I had a buy. I did actually take a buy from. I liked 22.90. I thought underneath the New York low, I had this as structure. Like this area, and I got into my buy. Price came down on this candle, and I should have just waited for New York Stock Exchange open, but my alert went off. Price pushed down, and I saw these little rejection candles, and I was like, "Yep, I'll take that." So I jumped in, got in late, got in like 22.90, and unfortunately I went in a little bit too big with my size. And I thought we're looking good, so I moved. I was a bit cautious, so I moved stops to break even, and then this thing came down. It stopped my runner, and then it gave me another entry for this one right there, that 5-minute candle. So then I entered again. Stop was just below it, and then I was targeting like this double top over here, and I thought. And I didn't do anything about it. Oh, wait a second. What did I do? Where did I get in? I got stopped out though. That's the thing. Oh, maybe it was the entry. Maybe the entry was in the 3-minute candle here somewhere. Where was it? Oh, wait a second. I'm getting confused between some trades. Anyway, the result was I got stopped out somewhere in here, and then it pushed up. So that was, yeah, I can't remember exactly where my trade was. But it was a loss. So then it went all the way. So just hate when I see it run away like that. Jay, good morning. I mean to ask, can you enter now on Nasdaq for sales? Should you wait? Man, I don't like taking anything on Nasdaq in the New York session. Sorry, in the London session. So you do what you like, mate. Every time you take a trade in the London session, it's pretty hard. You've got to be pretty lucky. Like 7 times out of 10, 70% of the time, you'll just get stopped out in New York. So it's not a pair for me for London. I want to do my analysis on it, but I won't put a trade on it. Yeah, hesitate on NAS. Johan up around 11 p.m. Philippine time. Wasn't too clear with the current structure of NAS. See past that setup one. Yeah, the setup was good, hey. I like this little grey zone. This grey zone's pretty good. You can see it hanging, like it's been a fairly sensitive area. Got it over here. Sorry, when it pushed up over here, support. Then stuck around this level for a bit, but then you saw this big candle where it launched from. Then it retested perfectly. Second retest, this was with, I think this was missiles, where it pushed all the way down into the next support. And then we've had like a little fake out, then another little support, and then held the support again. Started being this little bit of a channel. I wasn't really watching it yesterday. I was so busy yesterday. Had my eyes on German and gold, and they did me dirty. Been losing, thinking about quitting. Don't quit. The ones that quit, just I don't know. Go to a different. Don't put much money on it if the losing is really upsetting you. Okay. Now, for NFP, I'm kind of expecting just crappy movement. I wanted to see buys. I'm bullish. I wanted to see some buys given Apple result, but overall, I'm not very bullish at the moment. Need to see some sort of conviction, some sort of softness in the labor market. Give like the cuts back on the table. At the moment, I'm seeing US dollar softness, but interest rates are still high, so I can imagine we still see a bit of chop. I'm not going to rush into anything, that's for sure. We've seen this week a new pattern emerge, where the euro actually did create the high for a long time. So it started on Monday. You can see over here I know we're on the 5-minute time frame, but for German, euro made the high, and then London never took it, and then we saw it on the next day as well. Euro made the high, then London just dropped. Yesterday, euro made the high, London never took it. Now euro's made the high, and London now it's just sinking. So whether New York takes the high, I don't think London's going to take the high. It hasn't taken the high all week. But anyone in these cells at the moment? Morning, Des. You're in? Nice one. Yeah, nice 30-minute rejection candle. It's been doing that a lot, isn't it? The last 5 minutes. Literally, this is the last 5 minutes of everything is looking bullish until then. It's really sus. And then last 5 minutes just goes and drops 33 pips. 30-minute candle close. Heavy rejection candle. London, little pullback into the wick, and then drops. So we need the easy trade now is once something closes above, once we get something closing above here, 18,002, that's an easy trade. Close above here, and you've got an easy trade up to 18,030. Well, thank you. That's an easy trade. Until then, So I'll put this little trade idea, if this happens, of course. If we don't get up here, it's not going to happen. But that would be something I'm looking for later, just a close above, even on the lower time frame. Second break would be money. So this would be a buy zone for me. So I can park that idea. Memorize that number. And then now let's see if I can create some other ideas and then just execute on whichever one play out. Could be tempted to give it a little shot for a long. Yeah, just need to wait for some candles to close bullish. I mean, I'd probably prefer to be taking longs from around this area, but that's a long way away. But I think this could work as well. I wouldn't want to be holding longs if it's not, if this isn't holding, then I think would be traveling down to this area again, and the narrative of the interest rates would be holding stronger. But I can imagine that we've got quite a strong bullish candle. The base of it, price pushed up, didn't really like break any sort of structure or anything, but it was a big bullish candle, and we've got a wick low. So I know there's going to be liquidity underneath this wick low, and then you've got an area which price has powered up from. So I can imagine if you get like, we could get a reaction from this area, whether it's going to be the start of a new trend. I don't think it's going to be like, you know, I don't think it's going to do that by any means, but I think we could probably get like a 50 pip reaction from here. So this also will become a little buy zone. I'll just recycle some of these alerts. Some of these other ones I'll get rid of as well now. Alright, this 5-minute candle is just about to come to a close. So close is a bit of a rejection, took the imbalance candle. Okay, come on. I honestly don't have a bias today. Yeah, I don't have a strong bias. Not until NFP is out of the way. Kind of got a little bit of a channel going up here. I still think we can. Still got some clear ideas, but I don't have like a firm bias. So if you're giving it a shot on this 5-minute candle closing, I'm not super confident in it. I didn't even get the trade on. I was still a bit scattered today from just trying to get everything going. Morning, IP. How are you? Let's see. What about some other nice areas? Oh, Tom, you went long. Yeah. So 17959.3. Yeah. Oh, good one. Yeah, I think it's worth a shot. Just be like, we've got this imbalance candle. That price is just reacting at the moment. If we can start breaking above, then I can imagine we just keep on pushing up for another, like, you might be able to get like at least 16 pips. Thanks, Rob. Yep, guys, if you can show the stream some support, give it a like. Really appreciate it. See if we can beat 20 likes this today. I'm sure some winning trades will help that. So reacting at that imbalance candle right now. So got a little bit of a support. You can see where price is like clustered around here. Pretty slow session with Japan and China on bank holiday. But you can see across here a little bit of support. Price dipped down momentarily, pushed up, little retest, made new high, come down, create another little support again. So if we can survive the retest, only little issue is we're starting to create like equal lows. So there could be like liquidity sitting underneath here as well. So I think another little play that might work out is if I need to see the retest, but if we did do a sweep and then close back above here again, then I think we're going for a deeper retest. For now, though, given the strength of this move, if price is really failing to break out and it's starting to do something like this, then I could see a world that if we close below this guy, then we're going to leg it down, probably another 2 legs. But let's see. Hopefully the long plays out. I like buying much more than I prefer selling. But the weight of that 30-minute candle, the way that 30-minute candle closed in 5 minutes was really, really something. First 15-minute candles closed of the London session as well. Little wick up. Okay. I wonder if it's gonna. This is where Apple released their earnings as well. So we could have a little. We could be going for the liquidity underneath the euro low and here. You moved to BE, Tom? Yeah, nice one. Yeah, it's not looking great for that long here. Actually considering taking that sell down to this area now. Stops kind of a bit of a structure pullback. Going to go with a bit of a wider stop, but I'm going to take a sell. All right. And hope the momentum is there. Looking for something. Just going to keep the stops a bit out of the way for now. I'm only looking for this. I'll tighten my stop up. I'm not going to let it get up here. But I don't want it just to go, boop, just a weird wick. But if it's moving up here, then I'll pretty much just close the trade. I just don't want to get wicked out. So it's only going for like a 1-to-1. If price comes up to this area again, I'll actually consider just scaling into it as well. Adding a little bit more, because I've only gone with low risk. So I'd be happy to like add a bit more risk if price is getting up to here. And this would be better risk reward. I'd average into it. So a bit of like a, but if it doesn't come up here, I don't want to miss the trade because there is a bit of momentum to the downside at the moment. I'm getting in really late as well, unfortunately. It would have been nice to have been in at 20 pips earlier, but I can only trade what I've got. Okay, come on, drop. So worst place to reject would be this double bottom. If we can close lower, 3 minutes, that's about to close, like so. Little gap up. There we go, come on. Jared Hahn, you're in short as well. You got in from 965. Oh, nice one. You got a good entry. I've got a shite entry. Okay, come on. Let the momentum. Okay, in the last 5 minutes now of the 30-minute candle. This is where it gets a bit dicey. Is if this 5 minutes, the next 5 minute candle, it will be the one that closes the 30-minute candle, and it could change everything because this candle, this one here was looking bullish until the last 5 minutes. So let's hope we don't get screwed over. Well, I get screwed over anyway. Okay, come on. But this is the optional one. Come on. Today's MMG 17918.6. look at this prick of a 5-minute candle. Okay, break your low. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, it'd be nice if this candle can close down around where my cursor is now, because this would be, when I see these kind of candles, like 3 equal size, like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, usually you get a good push or like drop. Usually. It'd be pretty important for this one to close bearish. Okay, last 2 minutes. Is any Fed or ECB freaks speaking? Wouldn't be Fed, it's too late for Fed, but blackout's over now, so no doubt there's no scheduled news for Fed speakers, but these guys are like, you know, they're like moles. They'll just like pop up out of the ground when you don't expect it. Let's go, come on. Yeah, if we can get to Bruce Lee, if you can just put a little bit of weight on it as well on your side and get us down there, that'll be timely. Sorry, you're really quiet.
I mean, I'm on a sell, but ready to jump out.
Yeah, I got my finger on
because
the
trigger. It's 8:30 and usually
yeah
turns around, but we'll never know.
Yeah. All right, we're 7-8 pips up. Three seconds till the close. All right, new 30-minute candle.
Nah, I think it's going to continue down.
Ah, that's better audio now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
All right,
Thank
there
you,
we go.
counting all his money.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
Beautiful.
go, baby. Down.
Risk-free now, guys. Risk-free. That's basically the target I was looking for. Secured. Dangerous now to be holding. Still holding the runner, but that was basically the target that I wanted this to get because I'm super late in the move. You've got to follow. It's if you're late in the move, it's LIFO. Because the ideal entry would have been up here somewhere, predicting it. If you didn't get it and you get in super late, whatever your like late entry or last in is your first out. So if you had multiples along here, you close the last one. Anyway, so we're taking some liquidity from underneath the euro low. We've got this danger area because this is, see this candle over here? this is where Apple earnings came in last night, and we've got a lot of power in this candle. If you look at the way that this previous wick, people would call that an FVG, wouldn't you? FVG or imbalance. From here, that's where we just tapped into. You can see how precise it is. I had it more around the base of the candle, around the base. I had it like here, but I would expect it to go down to the base of this candle. But you're gonna start getting some little reactions, because like if you could see like a second chart, that would be like a little resistance on a seconds chart. It would be price would have gone up, down, and then broke. So that would be your little resistance, which turns to support. So you can expect to see reactions there. I'd expect it to go down lower into the base of the candle where the real buys were triggered. But you do get the reactions from the top. And that's where we just had that little reaction. Now, if we can close below here, I expect it to go a little bit deeper. But you can see that little reaction. You know, straight away, it was like a little 7 pip release. Now, if we can close below that wick, we've got a bit more deeper to go. But we do have now the base of this candle, if you want to get to like the real nitty gritty. Sweet. Cool. So now we can like see if we can survive the runner. See if we can get down all the way now to underneath this liquidity, where this is the support area that led to a high, and then this led to a new high. So it's all going to be step by step. Hopefully we can just get some volume that pushes in. That runner's looking pretty nice now. TP just hit. Eddie, nice one. Beautiful. All right, we did well. Did well for the issues I had at the start to get the stream going, but you know, waited, watched price action, seen if this level was going to hold, wasn't going to hold, didn't look like it was going to hold, just went with the momentum, late entry, just scalped a few pips, scalped 13 pips or so on the first, and then the runner's now just doing the heavy lifting. Yeah, runner's looking good now. Cool. Well, this one's not needed anymore. Gold had that same pattern, did it? Did gold drop as well? Let's have a little peek. Gold pushed up. Oh yeah, fluffed around for a bit and then just dropped. All right. Trading in this support now. Is it going to take 5 more pips? Or are we going to turn around here? Beautiful. Oh, Eddie, nice. Far out. Really nice. Well, that's close enough for me. Touch it. Come on, touch it. Oh. Two good trades, Thai on Hong Kong, now DAX, nice one. LN, why is everything dropping? There's so much news this week with like major news at FOMC and NFP. There we go, I touched it. So good. All right. An extra. I'm out. I'm out completely. That was it. So yeah, it's a tough week. It's a tough week. All eyes, like, because we started off the week unsure if rate hikes were going to be mentioned because the US economy had been pretty strong. I think if last week we didn't have a good GDP, sorry, let me rephrase. I think if last week, if it wasn't for the GDP coming in low, which I think, and the PMI in the US, you can see the US PMI came in quite soft, and we had then they had GDP come in far lower than they were expecting. So, you know, more than half the is that how you say it? Less than half, more than half. Anyway, the previous quarter was 3.4% for GDP, and then it contracted to 1.6. So over 50% of a reduction. So I think that was enough to say to Powell, signal to Powell that, look, no need to hike rates. It's just inflation's taking longer to come down. And then he, on Wednesday, the market still wasn't convinced that he wasn't going to mention about rate. So I know they're talking about rate cuts, but they keep pushing back the cuts. But now, what we had before, it's probably easy to see on the equity markets. On the equity markets, this is Tuesday. This is a tough day to watch because this is the market just selling off, saying just in case they're going to have to mention that the next move for the Fed might be a hike instead of a cut. And then we had pretty much a really crappy day on Wednesday leading up to the FOMC, and then you can see where he took rate hikes off the table, and then he said, but we're going to have to hold where we are. It's going to take longer for us to get there. And you saw the market sell back off again. And then we had yesterday, we just got like some pretty crazy volatility. But we know the stock market isn't the economy. But we're seeing the US dollar like sort of soften a bit. Now, some of the things he mentioned for the Fed was that with their dual mandate, they've got to keep an eye on the jobs market. And he said that they wouldn't be afraid to move quickly if they saw a softening in the labor market. So now we've got all eyes on NFP today, and I think that's going to give a lot more clarity into where things are going. So the market, you know, if the market was really confident there's going to be a really soft jobs report, I think we'd be seeing a lot more bullishness. But the fear of a strong jobs report, because they actually have forecast a stronger number. If they beat it, then that could just signal that that what Powell's saying about how long they're going to hold rates at. But then even if it comes in super hot, there will be a little bit of like, oh geez, you know, maybe Powell is saying that there's no hikes on the table, but the market might suggest otherwise. If the labour market's high, if average earning comes in high, unemployment stays low, and inflation's going up, you've kind of got to assume that they're going to have to hike. Because Powell, remember as well, like what Powell says and what Powell has done in the last like 18 months have been very different. They said inflation was transitory, so they were very slow to raise rates. Then they raised rates really aggressively, and he actually said, you've got to go back and remember the last, when they started doing those jumbo size rates. So we'll just go to a higher time frame here. And during the rate hiking cycle, which was back over, when did it start? I'm just using gold chart for now. When was the first one? I'll be real quick here, and then we'll go back to the charts. But it was back over here, May 4, 2022. So they lifted rates, interest rates, up to 0.5%, and then the next meeting they lifted it to 1%. And at this meeting, at this literal meeting, if you go back and look at the transcript, they said that they weren't even considering 0.75% hikes. That was not even discussed. It's not on the table. And then the next three meetings, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, 0.7. Next four meetings, sorry, 4 0.75s. When he said we weren't even considering 0.75 rate hikes, and then the next four he did it. So you can imagine he's saying that, look, we don't think we need a hike. We don't think the next move is going to be hiking. I'm not saying he's going to hike, but what he says here, and then when the data comes out, because he did say that we are going to be more data dependent, and we probably made the wrong choice to be really transparent. And that's what really screws you over, I think, because he was saying that he is going to be, if he gives you a lot of saying that I'm going to, we're going to hike, we're going to cut 3 times in the next year, the market gets ahead of it, and then the market will start pricing and 3 rate cuts, and then the market starts rallying, and that rallying is actually inflationary. So actually what he says has kind of worked against them. So if the market, what he says at the meeting, and he says he's not going to hike, but then inflation's going high, jobs are being really strong, kind of wouldn't have any other choice but to hike. We'll see. So until we've got a bit more certainty with the NFP report, I think the market's going to be pretty sluggish. Check your equity curve. Oh, boom. Is this TCT? Is that the next step now?
Sorry, mate.
Is this with TCT?
Yes.
So that's the next step now you get to?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So just through the next level. So yeah, thanks guys. Your help tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Very close to qualifying, and you just helped me across. So thanks.
Ah, there we are. Beautiful. That's our job. It's my job. Got a little bit extra here as well. So cool. Well, we did well. I think that's worth a like on the stream for sure. If it isn't, I don't know what I can do for you. Maybe I can give you some losing trades.
I can take plenty of those by myself.
What was that? Sorry, Rod?
I can take plenty of those by myself.
Cool. All right, so now we're in a channel. We're in a bloody channel. Okay. Let's check out gold. What's a plan for gold? Gold I'm still pretty bullish on. Gold, I'm going to be bullish on until I still think there's a huge chance that we retest like these wicks up here, or like this, just this zone up here. As soon as we get a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt come back in the market, I think we'll get that bullishness. And I'm bullish as long as we're staying above this area. So like this, I'll say that this is my strong support zone. If we start breaking underneath that, there'll be like some high, like pretty risky, but I think there would be some massive high risk reward trades just in case there's a fake out. So this is my major support on gold for like swing entries. This like 2275 to 2280. Is that right? 22. Oh no, a little bit lower. 2265. 2265. Like this area is what's holding all the structure up. So until we break under there, I will give it a shot that it could just be a fake out. But if we actually establish ourselves underneath here, then I'll start flipping my bias from bullish to neutral. Only once we start creating more trending structure underneath here, I'll go into bearish mode. But that would be, you know, I still think gold's more bullish. Look at the daily. Look at the daily, and we're still very much in an uptrend. It's just once we start, if we keep on, you know, if this is just more of a complex pullback, then it's only once we start breaking underneath here that I think, you know, and creating trending structure underneath here, then I think we're going lower. I'd go to more to a neutral stance and think we're going to pull back all the way to this structure. But until then, you know, I'd be leaning towards more buys. We just need a bit more fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which I don't really want in the market. But you know, when you do have that, gold's actually easy. So they're my zones for gold for our swing entries. Daily targets and things, it's more based on just watching the charts, creating the idea for the day. Yesterday, I'm still pretty filthy of gold at the moment. Hard to watch that. Getting not taking anything and then taking a loss down here and then missing all of that. Far out. What else? US dollar, I think, even though it's softening a little bit, I'm still very bullish on, because it's not that Powell's cuts or taking hikes off the table is going to change anything. It'll soften the dollar a little bit, especially with with the yen intervening into the US dollar. So that's brought it back from its lofty 160s, dropped it down 740 pips. So that's weakened the US dollar a little bit, and then Powell's FOMC's weakened it a little bit as well. If NFP comes in and it's strong, then very much I believe US dollar bulls will come back. I'll just use the Dixie because it's easier than going to each of these different pairs. But my main level for here is basically where we're at now. So like go to a higher time frame. This is a major support area. So this whole zone. So breaking underneath these, creating trending structure to the downside. Once we actually break into like this clean candle, then yeah, I wouldn't want to be like, apart from just giving it a bit of a fake out buy, which would be high, really risky, but it would be have such good risk reward potential. If it's actually underneath here and being comfortable underneath here with everything else going on, plus a soft labor report, then this clean candle, you'd have to be going, I'd be more neutral. I'd lean to sells, but I'd be neutral for the trend. But I'd be thinking that we're going to fill a lot of this. It's going to be really news dependent. So that's for VIX. Sorry, that's for USD. Use that across your pairs for your other euro pairs. VIX, next one, is for gold volatility to come back. We need to start moving back up again. So this is usually when we're dropping, we'll probably see some stock market bullishness come back in if we continue to drop. But if we start to spike up again, and VIX is like bouncing off of like this area, this zone across here, and we're starting to like break back out of this channel, then that will show that there's more volatility coming back into the market. People taking a lot more options, insurance policies on further downside. I would say that the equity market would be suffering a bit as we're pushing up, but then that would be good for gold bulls. So I just need to keep an eye and see that as well. NASDAQ, I think the problem that we have with NASDAQ is that I know Apple came in good earnings, but the concentration in the mega caps was so high, and now that we're getting into this this May to October period, where typically this is the summer months in the northern hemisphere, this is usually the worst time for the stock market. So I'm still optimistic with AI that once it gets a bit more adopted, that we can see some. I hope we go bullish, because I really like buying equities more than selling, but I think it's going to be pretty tough ask for people for money to flood back into equities, given the concentration that the S&P 500, the top 7 or top 5 companies were basically that gave all the returns that US 500 did. The other 495 sucked and actually weighed the market down. It was just the top 5 that did well. So we already had we've got Nvidia earnings, which is going to be in a few weeks' time on May 22nd. Okay. Facebook was a bit disappointing with their second quarter revenues. Who else was disappointing? Was it Google? That was just no. Google announced a dividend. Microsoft was good, I believe. It was, who was it? Anyway, it'll come to me. Just having a mental blank. Where are they? Where's my list? Maybe it was Google that was a bit disappointing. No, can't remember. Anyway, I think the major resistance for NAS is going to be yeah, if we probably around this level. I'd say this is going to be pretty tough to break back into. All of this area. So we could probably trade like range bound, because it is it's like ascending range. but I think testing like these areas is gonna be pretty problematic. All right, German 30's done a full recovery now, has it? Yeah, I think our fun's over. Another thing to keep an eye on that I'll leave you guys with is the 2-year. These two-year treasuries. You can see gold's US dollar is come down quite a bit. So when we're above 5%, it's like mega bullish, really bad for equities. But at the moment coming down a bit is showing a little bit more confident that that inflation is peaking still and still coming down. But if the treasury is going up above 5% again, then it's basically signaling that the market does not believe what Powell's saying, and they thinks hikes are back on the table again. But as long as we come away from that, this will be like a bit of a leading indicator to what Powell could do. They were right. They've been basically right most of this year, last year as well. When Powell's given different guidance, the market sort of looked at the data and caught him out on it, and he sort of followed. Anyway, any questions? One and done today. One trade and done. Nice. Good session, yeah, it was nice. Finally, we yesterday was a tough watch because we got there in the end, but for most of the session we sat through this. Hey, 50 minutes where price just went bloody sideways, and then as soon as I finished the stream, we started moving. So I hope you guys don't think I'm a liar, but we actually took that buy as soon as I closed the YouTube stream. I said watch this level once we close above to go up. So I hope you guys took it. That was like at least 30 pips, 40 pips until the top high. So plenty of time to get some profits out of that. It was just unfortunate that the timing of the move happened after the stream. Coincidence. Convenient, hey? Convenient. Oh, yeah, that phone call live. Yeah, they should know when UK Open is. Leave you alone. All right, Ty. See you later, mate. Yeah, I'm gonna end as well. Zoomers, stay on. YouTube, appreciate you guys. Again, give the stream a like. If we can get above 20, that'd be beaut. Otherwise, have a good weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. All right. Zoomers, stay on. YouTube, I'm signing off. So take care, guys. Oh, you're gonna go to Tom? All right, see ya, Tom. Alrighty, ciao.